Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has hidden unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure, or admire an old one. What will we find today? Let's dig in. Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
What kind of God do we serve? If we can answer that and truly believe and stake our lives on who He is, wouldn't our lives change radically? If we truly believe God is our shepherd, we can be His sheep, fully trusting and following Him. If we truly believe that He is all-wise, we will take our problems to Him. If we truly believe that He is our life, we won't fear death. If we truly believe He is a jealous, wrathful God who loves us, we won't stray from Him and will put Him as our first priority. In the book of Nehemiah, Ezra and Nehemiah led the Israelite people in confessing their sins to return under the protective covenant with God. They recounted their history, recalling who God was and how He had worked in the past. They declared His acts and His character. He is Creator, glorious, worthy of praise, promise keeper, righteous, compassionate, miracle worker, lawgiver, provider. Their history truly was His story. Then in Nehemiah 9:16 we run into a but. Isn't there always a but in our lives? Everything's good until we mess up. It says, "But our ancestors became arrogant and stiff-necked and did not obey your commands." Yep, that's us. Pride and stubbornness tend to run in our family. After all, we're human. As Ezra and Nehemiah recounted their nation's past sins, they all began to realize what a forgiving, merciful, patient, loving God they had. He'd chosen them, rescued them, provided for them, and their fathers had rebelled. Lest they looked back disapprovingly at Israel's time in the wilderness, they were reminded that their parents' generation had been the same, idolatrous, rebellious, and disobedient. Though God had disciplined them by their captivity in Babylon, He hadn't destroyed them or deserted them. Nehemiah declared in verse 17, "But you are a forgiving God, gracious and compassionate, slow to anger, and abounding in love. Therefore you did not desert them." But God. This is the type of God we have. Though we deserve to be destroyed because of our sin, after all, the wages of sin is death, He is ready to forgive. He wants us to come back to Him. He wants to forgive us. He longs for that intimate relationship in which we can call Him Daddy. He is gracious. He gave us so much. He continually gives and gives, and we continually take and take. Yet He gives even more, gladly, lovingly, abundantly. He is merciful. Instead of pushing us away when we fall, He hurries over and helps us up. He's slow to anger and ever so patient. He gives us chance after chance to obey before He sends discipline. The rest of the chapter continues this history of Israel's rebellion and God's faithfulness. We all have a history with God. We've all sinned, rebelled, been stubborn and prideful. Like I said, it runs in our family. But God, how has He been forgiving, gracious, merciful, and loving in your life? He's never forsaken you, nor will He. After recounting their history of God's faithfulness, Ezra, Nehemiah, and the people rededicated themselves and their nation to the Lord and His covenant. In light of all that God has done for you and who He is, will you rededicate yourself to obeying and following Him today?
As always, we'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to share a treasure, support this ministry, or get Carla to speak at an event, please contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. You can listen to other episodes on our website, which you can find in the description below. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.